used to see that guy fairly often.
Alex Jones.
How is that Alex J,
Daniel Smith's
The-
uncle, dude.
the radio dude?
Remember?
I do.
That guy's voice makes me want to slam my brakes so hard that I hit my head against the windscreen.
His nephew and niece were in my immediate class. Not even just my grade, my immediate class. Troubled.
They were like,
Troubled.
"Hey man, do you know Alex J?" I'm like, "No, I'm not 112." It's like your dad's radio station for sure.
100%.
Raucus, nice to have you back, buddy.
Good to be
You
back.
left us high and dry here last week.
Sporting
my.
the hunting boots.
Of stock
Jeez,
standard.
okay. That's like so deep.
Do you have a camo gi yet? That's all I want to know.
No, funny. The first gi that I saw that I was like, I have to have. It's the first gi I ever thought I have to have that thing. Was a camo coral gi. That
Camo coral gi.
my
Yeah, so it's
first coach,
the Coral brand. And then
my first coach at the time had just got his brown belt, and I think he treated himself to this coral gi.
Nathan. Yo.
Nathan, I was like, my goodness, that is
Nathan.
the slickest gi I've ever seen.
Was
I
like
have
a
to
gi,
have
yeah.
it. And I've
He had
never
loads of cool geese though.
He did.
Who do you think's more of a hippie, Jungle Joe or Nathan?
You know,
Who's Jungle Joe?
You don't know Jungle Joe, bro?
No, China.
Head on over to Instagram there, my boy. Do you remember Joe Fanikuk, the rugby player?
No, I'm not a big rugby fan.
let me tell you something
Okay.
about Nathan. That guy was one of the most underrated, ridiculously good coaches back in the
Just
day.
search old Jungle Joe. So Joe Fanikuk was like
This guy.
he was like almost the guy to take over from Bobby Skinstad back in the day. He was like
Wow.
this massive export out of Cares. He was like 118 kilos, 6 foot 3 foot tall, 6 foot 3 tall.
Wonder how he took this picture in space. Eh?
Dude, just do me a favor. Just look out for a video, dude. It's like obviously.
Well, he
he's-
definitely left that rugby life, eh?
So he lives in like Costa Rica now.
Yes, he can stand still. Eh?
Jeez, that's a pretty gangster app he's got going there.
No, this is him. He stands that still.
What a legend. No, this is gonna be another one of the same thing, bro. He's like Trident coming out. Yeah, and Joe was like this massive rugby prospect. Was earning big bombs. Check that's a picture of him playing for the Springboks. Oh, a little video.
You got the same
It's
magic.
the same thing, bro. Raw. Go like this one with the musical instrument, but this will be
You
good.
know how they always advertise that app on Facebook? And you
Yeah.
always look at it like, that'll be a cool app, I'm never going to buy it. Let's try and bought it.
Yes, he can put the tunes out. Eh?
Yeah, my man. This is old Jungle Joe, dude. And he talks about he has his videos where he talks about steroids and recreational drugs in sport and stuff and all the shit they used to get up to. Crazy dude.
Yo, look at him.
Yo, that could have gone anywhere.
My
When he-
man.
When he turned, I was like, how, is it going to be intense or light-hearted?
Yeah.
And he
Is
did the
he going to
smile.
give us a fright? Yeah, so you can
He's the
go
South
check out
African
all.
Joe Exotic. Eh?
Yeah, well, I don't know about Joe
Oh.
Exotic, but Jungle Joe. Boy. Check out how big he was, dude. Open that picture. He was an absolute beast, dude. Absolute beast.
And did he, just, progressively fall away from rugby, or was it like a, fuck this shit, I'm out of here, dude?
I don't really know, dude. He was, I think he was playing in France, and whatever was going down at the time.
It wasn't part of the Springboks anymore.
No. It was quite weird because he actually started losing size. I think doing a lot of drugs. And he was diminishing, and his skill was diminishing, and then obviously went to Costa Rica. He works at he's just
Retreat
lives at he just
Vision manifester. Yo!
my boy Joe doesn't mess around, my man.
Ayahuasca?
This guy's edibles also is a vision manifest.
Vision
facilitator.
manifest. Yeah, some dude was like, "Do you know where you can get psychedelics?" I'm like, "No, but just have 2 of these and you'll be fine."
I gave one of our MMA friends one of your suckers.
Yeah, you were saying so.
He was very chilled out about it. I was too scared to go down that road.
I gave
He
him
was
a
like,
biscuit
"Ah,
the
it
other
was
day.
right, it was right."
Yeah.
Was it?
I was too scared to touch that.
Boy, this is a very dark rabbit hole. The next thing we're going to be watching documentaries about ayahuasca. Please get out of this. Because, people are like, I came in for the fucking MMA. You're actually listening to Jungle Joe now.
I'd do that thing at least once.
Ayahuasca?
Yeah.
There's a new show.
After Al's Biscuits, I'll never do that.
There's a new show on Netflix. What's it called? Unhealthy or something like that. It's got like different sections, like modern day alternate medicine. One of the things is ayahuasca. I always like watching the ayahuasca videos because no one ever does them justice. Because it's always some fucking old dude from Yale University. I'm like, okay, well. Dude, this fucking UFC machine just keeps on going, eh?
Yes, bro. You think, like, you see this weekend's, the weekend that just passed, the card.
It, yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
pretty shit card. But then it, like, produced, like, wasn't bad.
Dude, there was, like, the maddest finishes. But you see pull up the card. No,
that
this
underdog.
is long gone. The one of the many makeshift fights was a dude coming up from middleweight. I think it was his debut. And like straight off the bat, just throws a spinning heel kick straight to the temple, but knocks Oak down. I was like, whoa, okay. Is that how this shit's going down?
What about that plus 800 favorite?
Yeah,
getting
the lady.
Getting
Brazilian
TKO'd,
lady.
and then Dobson like TKO's her. Someone had put a $25,000 bet on her, right?
Dude.
They would have only made like 1,200 profit or something stupid, but she was such a heavy favorite. The only fight that where there's been a bigger upset was Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, yeah. This year, Shanna Dobson.
Yeah.
So this Daniel Rodriguez, Dwight Grant. Did you see this fight?
That was
Dude, Daniel Rodriguez was like, the fight actually should have probably been stopped. He was down, dude, and eating piles of punishment. Comes back and then just sparks Dwight Grant. Like the stoppage was weird because when it's one of those situations where like Daniel Rodriguez was given all the time to recover versus the other side, it wasn't the same. It was a bit strange, but crazy fucking fight. And I think this fight was made like at the weigh-ins as well.
It's like, craziness,
dude. You guys both lost your opponents, so this was the one you were talking about.
Yeah, Dobson versus
Check that.
Sharapova.
Is that a minus 1,400, bro?
Yeah.
Favorite.
Crazy, dude.
Plus
Crazy.
800 underdog. Cheapers.
Crazy.
Go up, Brook. I'm going to try find there. Yeah. Austin Hubbard, Joe Selecki was pretty good. Mark Rodriguez. That is a huge human being, dude.
I didn't watch any of these
massive
undercard
human
fights. I
being.
just saw some highlights.
Go up. Pedro Munoz, Frankie Edgar was
When I
okay. We'll talk about that. Just go to the prelims quick. I just want to see what that dude's name is with the crazy spinning heel kick.
When I say undercard,
Yeah,
I
this
just only
dude,
watched the
Jordan
main
Wright.
event.
Yeah. This dude, Jordan Wright, and that Isaac Villanueva. Straight off the bat, spinning heel kick. And go down, there was another crazy fight. This Timur Valiev, who's an absolute killer, caught Trevin Jones with one of the most sickening body shots you'll ever see. That Trevin Jones was like just fetal position in the corner, toughed it out, and comes back and gets the TKO stoppage, dude.
Craziness, dude.
I was like, fucking hell. My boy Cisco, I was like, I didn't see him winning that fight. I was like,
My
Jesus.
boy Cisco.
Yes, dude. I was like, when someone takes a body shot and they sit down, you're like, that is done and dusted,
That
dude.
oak should so walk out to Thong Song.
Yeah, it'd be a fucking pity if he isn't. Absolutely, it'd be a pity if he isn't.
That would be brilliant.
Yeah, but it was a fun little card, man. It was like you said, it was one of those that surprises
Matthew
you.
Semmelsberger is sporting a powerful mullet
Bro.
side path.
He won his fight and he also wins haircuts of the night.
100%.
A mullet side path, dude. That is brave.
Rook, I think we're gonna need to see a bigger picture of this.
Party in the back, classy and party.
My
in the front.
man,
Yes, yeah. Business in the front, serious party in the back.
what a gangster,
Oh, he's got a Superman tattoo.
Matthew Semmelsberger.
Semi. Oh, that's terrible, dude. You can't tattoo Semi on the side of your body.
With a super big S. Is it a Cobra head or is it the Superman S? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
His nickname is Semi the Jedi.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I've got a semi. What a freak.
This guy is deaf, and he won, hey?
Dude, you don't lose with a haircut like
Star in
that.
the making.
You absolutely cannot lose with that hairstyle. Yeah, but if you noticed,
Frankie Pedro was a like a fight to watch.
Yeah. that was crazy, dude.
I expected more wrestling from Frankie. You kind of felt like he would be fairly dominant in that area. I know Pedro did all that wrestling with Kenny, whatever from Black House, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. But you kind of feel like Frankie could out wrestle him, you know. But Frankie wasn't too keen on the wrestling for whatever reason.
So who's next for this guy, do you reckon?
Dude, what I wanted to ask you is like, he spent so much time on the back foot. It was one of those fights where the numbers were maybe leaning in Frankie's favor, but he played that game, and for me it's always a risk in one MMA with your back against the cage, constantly. And look, obviously Pedro Munoz had the pressure right, and that's what was keeping it. It wasn't only just Frankie's style; it was just the way the pressure was being applied. Is it harder or easier to find the takedown from that sort of position when you're constantly being pressured onto the back foot all the time?
Well, remember, so for a takedown, you need to cut the distance, right? If someone's chasing you,
Yeah,
it's a lot easier to cut the distance because their momentum's coming
Come
towards
forward,
you,
yeah.
right? So you keeping this distance, right? But when you decide to cut the distance back, he's also cutting the distance, so the takedown's there. It's far more difficult to take someone down who's like running away from you, you know? Because now not only do you have to cut the regular distance that you would normally have for the takedown, there's also this movement that you have to compensate for. So I think the takedown was there. But then with that said, Frankie was struggling with the takedown. You know, there's something.
I think he
wasn't comfortable with.
Yeah, he had landed like 2 out of 9 at a stage.
Mm.
You know, so
and the first couple where he got Pedro to the mat, Pedro got straight up.
Yeah.
To exert that much energy and come out with nothing.
So again, I kind of wonder if it's not that same sort of situation like you saw with DC, where that perhaps a little bit further on into your career where you've had so many 5-rounders that perhaps there's just no trust in the gas tank as you've gotten older. I often wonder with a guy like Frankie, that's also you say that he spends so much energy on the move, you know what I mean, like lateral movement, and then to start throwing in like heavy takedowns, I wonder if there's a bit of distrust there in the gas tank as he's gotten a bit older, also with the weight cut and stuff.
I think it was just a confidence thing from Frankie, because his corner kept saying like you have to mix it up with the takedowns, you know. And you saw like once he put in like 1 or 2 takedown attempts, it definitely slowed down Munoz's offense. Like he, you know, like I think Frankie was definitely outstriking Munoz, but Munoz was definitely landing the heavier strike.
Yeah.
So it was like one of those weird. I felt Frankie won. I didn't think it was going to be a split decision, but obviously because he was backing up so much, kind of like swayed the one judge to.
That's what I say. It's such a risky strategy. You know, like judges also don't have the ability to look back on like strike counts and stuff like that, and significant strikes and so on. If you're seeing for 25 minutes watching one guy pressurize another guy, and the striking is so even, like in my head, that fight's almost always going to go to the guy applying the pressure. 9 times out of 10. That's why for me, I felt it was like, I actually thought that Munoz was going to win that, just purely based on that constant pressure and control. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you heard Dom Cruz. He was explaining to John Anik at one stage in the fight that, or it was vice versa, that the scoring, the cage control only comes in when everything else is equal. So it doesn't matter unless everything else is even. Which is super interesting, because I always thought it was like an even factor in the scoring process, right? But apparently it only becomes a factor once everything else is even.
Yeah. So it's like effective striking, if it's even Steven, and the effective grappling, if that's even Steven, including like clinch work and stuff like that. Then we're starting to look at outside factors like ring control and stuff like that. So in essence, they were saying then for judges to score Frankie to win a round, he's out striking.
Yeah. Can you bring up the striking stats?
Well, that's what we were looking at. Yeah, these are interesting, dude.
It's craziness. Total strikes.
So if you look at that in terms of MMA as a whole picture, what is this, Rourke? Is it just?
This is total strikes, complete.
But it didn't
Okay,
feel.
stay there,
It
stay
didn't
there.
feel
Let's see
like that
that.
in the fight, though.
Weird, because Frankie was always ahead.
Yeah.
Just go back. So Munoz is slightly outlanded in total strikes, slightly outlanded in significant strikes, and the only difference is 2 takedowns.
Mm.
So 2 takedowns in 2 rounds win you a fight.
But it felt
That's
like
that tight.
it felt like for every 2 Pedro was landing, it felt like Frankie was landing 3. You know, it felt like Frankie was
the
just
combos,
just keeping ahead a little bit, dude. But when you look at the stats, it kind of like plays a different.
Just try and Google the CompuStrike numbers.
Yeah, or fight
These-
metric.
Yo, fight metrics. These might be a bit weird.
I think CompuStrike are the new official partner.
Compu.
CompuStrike. Should
That's not what I wanted.
well, you know what? It's probably those stats being linked straight back into the website.
Yeah. So that's from CompuStrike, right?
So
Yeah.
So fight metric would be
it's
different.
the same. Yeah, you see 166.
UFC
Yeah. So let's see fight metric because they used to be the UFC partner.
Fight metric, I can't.
It looks like that website's died.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's no.
There.
Check.
It's just giving
It goes
previous
straight to
stats.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, all the what's there go up the blog fight metric.
This is what I was just.
Is
on.
it?
It's not. See, check. Welcome to the. Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah.
That looked like it. No. Data.
Yeah, no, it's
No, it's dead.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
interesting. Tight fight.
very interesting.
I think it was one of those that could have gone either way. I don't think you would have been too
Well,
upset.
Frankie's significant strikes, there were more on Pedro's head than Pedro landed on him. Pedro had more leg kicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and those leg kicks were working. Eh?
Yeah.
Frankie's movement cut down drastically in like I think round 4 from those kicks. And it's
Leg kicks becoming a big thing again at the moment. Talking about kicks, did you see?
Overrated.
Did you
I
see
can't find
old Ryan Bader getting
it.
sparked?
Jesse, dude.
Dude, go to Bellator's Instagram page. We should be able to watch that there.
His
without a
foot
comment.
actually like cracks the back of his head, like dop.
Listen, I'm going to say this once and once only. The Russian fella is definitely not passing any USADA test anytime soon.
Oh man.
That's just what I'm going to say.
But they have the most stacked light heavyweight.
No,
division.
yeah,
Oh,
Bellator.
my goodness.
Go to Bellator, boy. For sure, Ryan Bader is not going to post a video of him getting head kicked.
Yeah.
There we go. Robin Black. Check how he pulls that
Chang.
hand, eh? Robin Black gets very excited, eh? Bader looks
With the knob of his tibia.
bang, dude. That's like a size 14 foot as well. Eh? Did you see that thing?
So he kind of that Nemkov does that thing that Dwayne Ludwig always gets these guys to do. They throw that right out like they're gonna throw a strike, but they actually use it as like the distance mechanism,
Yeah.
right? And then it also like gets the guy to cover up and then come high with the kick.
This is how TJ dropped Bahal.
Yeah, well, this is like how all those guys that have come through Dwayne's system throw that kick.
This is how I dropped behind.
Because it's the opposite of like your traditional Muay Thai kick where the guys
Oh.
throw the arm back.
Artist of carnage.
How many times did we draw that
Turn
move?
turn
on
Robin
Wallace?
Black off, please.
Oh man.
About a gazillion.
Yeah.
what's the other finish? Bellator is also not messing around, eh? Best light heavyweight division.
Just, dude. But like,
Dylan Dennis.
it's not even
Whoa, flying knee.
Bink.
Oh,
Boink.
Damn. It's pretty cool that Bellator's showing all the hardcore finishes like this.
Well, technically UFC do it as well, but they're just
We
it's
can't.
geolocked.
This dude survives, bro. Damn,
Wow.
Dagestanis, bro.
He's like, I'm gonna fall. Nah, I'm alright. I'm
When you have
alright.
to fight for your Adidas tracksuits, you just learn to be tough.
How is that still standing?
Pink.
Oh,
But like,
listen
not
to
even
that,
like he
dude.
doesn't even go to his. He doesn't even like drop, dude. He wobbles and then he's straight back in it.
It looks like he's in a car accident. Oh,
Powerful Bellator pants though, eh?
Yes, dude.
He pitched up. He didn't even have pants.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
had no
Bellator.
pants, bro. He's
Flip
like,
mad.
somebody call Scott. I need a pair of pants, please. Hey,
I remember the one time we were watching. We went to Walter Sisulu Hall for like a
yeah.
pro. And,
Jeremy Smith versus Adam Speechley, dude. It was one of the greatest fights ever.
and I remember. I think. I mean, I'm led to correction here. I think Leo Gloss's opponent might not have been Leo, but I think it was Leo. His like opponent pulled out on the night.
Yeah.
Right? So we're all there, and after the fighters briefing, they go to the crowd. They go, "Hey guys, this guy has lost an opponent. Is there anyone in the crowd tonight that's willing to like step in?" So this dude, like rando dude, but I'd seen him fight before. He was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." So like, I don't know if you remember Danny Ribeiro. He used to have that MMA warehouse thing.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't him that night, but it was his like stall or whatever. And they went there like, okay, he needs a gum guard, he needs a box, he needs a pair of shorts. So hooked the sock up with a whole new kit. He went and almost won the fight, dude. Like it was close. He just like stood there and traded, dude. I was like, what the heck? But as I said, it might not have been Leo. It might have been someone else, but it was like in that division, you know. That was like the Wild West of South African MMA, dude. Fights being made on the night, no medicals required.
I remember at
People turning their bedrooms into like gyms with mattresses on the wall and
Oh
then
my
fighting
goodness.
them.
dude, I remember that because they had like K1 fights as well, like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
K1 and MMA fights.
That was actually Michiel's first foray into like MMA.
Yeah.
Was him doing those K1 fights at the MMA events.
Dude, I remember the one fight, like the dudes came out with, well, the one dude came out with shin guards and headgear, and the other dude didn't. And the dude who didn't looked like he was definitely meant to be there. And the dude with the shin guards, like you could see as the dude walked out, he like turns to his corner and like says something, and he like starts shaking his head, and his corner's like, he's obviously like wants to get the fuck out of there, dude. So I'm like, oh no, please don't let this guy fight, especially if you don't want to be in there. That's the fucking worst place you could be.
dude.
So this
dude.
fight opens up, and I mean, look, this was a long time ago. People were very different, and the fella who wanted to be in there just started beating the snot out of this dude, bro.
Well, I heard stories from EFC 01 where one of the fighters, won't mention names, said that he thought when he arrived, or like when he was like getting ready for this fight, he was under the interpretation that this was like a different kind of thing, right? That he was a kickboxer, that was his background. He didn't realize
Karate
that
guy, I remember.
he didn't realize he was going in there for an MMA fight. He thought he was going in there for like just a semi-contact kickboxing.
He would
style
definitely
fight.
disapprove of this.
But yeah,
That's
so
pretty cool.
I think back then.
That's whatever they said. Whatever they needed to get you there, dude. That's what
Dude,
happened.
Dude,
No, it'll be fun.
Rod, do you remember that kickboxing event I competed in?
And the dude turned his back to you the whole time.
Yeah, well, besides that, like I'm in like the warm up area, and everyone knows who Pete Motong is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was a WMF world champion in kickboxing, or whatever. So I'm in the warm up, and there's like this super average looking guy with kickboxing, and he's like getting all pumped up. So like I'm like, what? They're like, no, he's the main event. So I was like, I thought Pete was the main event. So like, no, he's fighting Pete. I was like, oh my goodness, dude. And this looks like this, you know, like every fight, it's my time.
Yeah.
This is the next step for my career. What. So I have my fighter come back. I'm waiting there. This like goes out all hyped up, boom, boom, gets in there. You just hear like, so like ding, like the round starts, and then all of a sudden you hear, ooh, and then like you just hear everyone start applauding, and it's over 9 seconds, dude. This like got body kicked into like the next solar system, dude. He comes out, he's like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I was like,
I think we've told that story, but there was that kid that walked out to fight JP Base's brother.
oh yeah.
I thought
When he got head kicked.
You know when people don't cheer because they're like, I think he might be dead.
Yes, dude. I hate that, eh?
He sits down next to me after the fight. He goes, "Cool. When am I up?" And the oak's like, "Hey, you've been out. You've come back already." I was like, "That kid is not in a good space, dude."
Jeez, bro.
There was
Dark.
the dude who vomited all over the cage at Fight Star as well. Pitched up unfit. You check like he's fighting. He puts his hand up. He's like, hold up. All over
Listen,
the
listen,
cage.
dude. I'm not gonna laugh at that because that happened in that silver medal no-gi comp in the final, dude, against Delano. Remember Delano Human?
Yeah. They had to put him human in his surname
Yeah.
just to make sure everyone.
Yeah, just to know that he's the biggest human being alive,
Or to just make sure that you know that he's human, dude.
dude. And I was obviously knew half guard. That's all I knew, and I trusted that that's where I needed to be, and found out very quickly that it was a huge mistake. Trying to find an underhook or anything to fucking get out of there, and like literally took everything I had. I'd had like 4 fights before that to try and get out, and as I made the space, I was just like, oh my god. This
On
is
the
not
mat.
good. No, I didn't. I vomited in my mouth. But I was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to swallow that, and then gave up my back and got choked out.
So dude, like most of the things we do, like we get into it and then we go like hard into it, like straight away. We don't like. So my mate Jason Bassano says to me, "No, you guys have to try this MMA thing." So I go there. I go by myself for the first session. I was like, "No, this is sweet, right? I'm not fit, but this is definitely what I want to try and do." This is like 2009, 2008. I can't remember. And so I tune on my mates. "No, you have to come with me, dude." So like a week later, I bring like 8 of my mates. We all go and we like make this whole thing. We're gonna go do it. So then like a handful of us stay, right? And it's like getting close to like my wedding time. And I decided, no, I'm going to do my first grappling comp like a few weeks before my wedding. And so we go there, we do this like weight cut thing, and we do all of it. My one mate's like super unfit, and he has to grapple this guy called John, but it's in the absolute division.
Yeah.
So there's no time limits in those absolute ones.
Oh.
Dude, they're grappling, and my mate John is like going. They're grappling. Eventually, he's like says to the ref, "Stop! I need it." And while he's still trying to say, "I need to," he goes all over the mat. The crazy thing is they don't stop the fight, right? They pause it, they clean up, and they let him carry on fighting. Dude, I was like, oh, what am I watching here, bro? This is unbelievable.
My first experience with MMA, when I thought that my brother-in-law and brother had just gotten into they were doing UFC. Like Warren used to live right up the road from where I am, right? So they're like, no. I was like 12, 13 at the time. They're like, no, come, we're gonna do UFC tonight. You gotta watch what happens here. So I arrived.
We never called it UFC. That's just first.
They'd gotten like Mr. Price Sports.
Were they wearing tap-out shirts?
Karate mitts, right? There's like just those.
That was
things
before
go behind.
Tap Out was in the country, dude.
Eee.
Yes.
He had like some of the first tap out shirts available. He used to rock them around. Really,
Did he have the one with the eagle on?
No.
No.
Don't
He just
you
had
lie.
just the brand new one. So I arrive at his house. They're like, it's full chaos there. They're busy setting up the area where they
The UFC area.
They got mattresses.
Dude, we got
lining
karate
the walls.
mitts. It's just a piece of like covering like just over there. Everything else is like open, like bare knuckle.
So they go in and they're like ching chong chats to see who goes first. There's like 4 of them, and they just beat the brakes off of each other.
Dude,
in
they
the
were
gym.
like, it was like real MMA fights, dude. We weren't even fucking around because like you can't control yourself. You've been doing this for like 2 weeks, dude. You can't control yourself. Like that oak at sparring, like he comes in, he's just started, and he's just like trying to dull at everyone, dude. That's what we were like. We're just murdering each other.
It was 4 oaks with no supervision. They were just blasting each other. And at that moment, I was like, "This is what I need in my life."
I'm gonna get in on this. I'm gonna get in on
Yes, we all of us got hurt that night, dude. All of us.
Didn't someone get someone lost a tooth, I think, or chipped a tooth or
Dude,
something?
I-
like
Dude,
that.
I just remember I'd like put like a seatbelt on someone, right? But we were standing, and that person like was like double my size, and it pushed me against the wall. So I like held it, and I did like the ugliest, nastiest like rear naked choke, like you'd cringe if you saw it right now, right? And I like walked up the wall, and I like Superman dived forward with this like, and I won because he like slammed his head into the ground, and I was like putting this ugly
No,
rear
Matt,
naked
it
choke.
was like that really horrible carpet burny felt carpet.
I was like, it was like 2 mil carpet, dude. Oh my goodness.
Dude, I broke, I think it was this third knuckle, yeah, on my mate on the top of his head. Fucking also been boozing the whole day. Like a few of us had started boxing. Also, it must have been like 19. So this one mate he had done like maybe a bit of karate or some other cuck, and started like giving us shit about boxing. He's like, no, you'll fucking smack us around, but like messing around,
Yeah.
you know. So you're like, cool. What my mate's house we had like 6 pairs of boxing gloves. He's like, he chooses me, no, you first. I'm like, okay. So we like, you know, like there's like
he's like Shah Khan at the end of Mortal
yeah,
Kombat.
yeah.
Get over here.
Yeah, you first. And he's like, you know, it's like a whole rules committee, bro, about how hard you can hit to the head and fucking only to the body. So I'm like I mean, fuck, bro. Probably been doing boxing for like a year. Definitely know Muhammad Ali. Had fucking 27,000 beers. So we start like messing around, and like I push him into a corner, and then like I like look at him, and I like stop to like walk back. And he fucking clips me, bang. I'm like, don't do that again. So we like carry on. Same thing into the corner. I like look at him. I like let my hands down, like start take a step back. He clocks me again.
Oh my
I'm like, if you fucking do that again, I'm gonna knock you out. Same thing, go again. This time he fucking like proper whips it. Bang, bro, like right across, like, you know, like your brain shakes.
It's like a flashbang.
But I'm like hammered, but so I'm like laughing. I'm like, okay. So the next time, like I go to throw at his chest, but like horrible, dirty wind up, like he hits him in the chest, and he's so fucking hammered, he just does this.
Oh,
He drops
no.
his head.
Oh,
Clips him
man.
on the top of the head, he just drops, bro, and like he's out. And I'm like, and I'm not even looking at him. I'm like, fucking, I knew straight away. I'm like, my hand's broken. I can't even get my glove off. I was fucked. He wakes up. He's like, what the fuck happened? He's like, am I bleeding? I'm like, I'm afraid you are. But so we like all ship off to Linksfield Clinic down the road here. There's like 12 oaks, like all with 2 liters of something, just still drinking outside. We like go there, and I'm like, okay, fuck, I'm gonna have to get my hand x-rayed. So we like standing talking, you know. I still had like my old man's medical aid, like filling it in and shit. So he's like, and my mate's next to me, he's having a conversation. They're like, he's trying to explain what happened. He's like, did you go out? And I'm like, yes, he went out. Trust me, he was snoring. They're like, we're gonna need to check you out. And he's like negotiating. They're like, okay, we need 900 rand. He's like, nah, I'm okay. I think I'm just gonna go home. I'm like, dude, you need to go. You literally need to go see somebody. Your head's fucking bleeding. Like, just go. He's like, nah, I'm okay. He just goes back out, lies down on the grass, and like just carries on drinking.
Oh my goodness.
Fucking was
dude.
horrible, bro.
Wild West,
It
child.
was fucking horrible. But yeah, those
Yeah,
were the
that-
good old days.
That was when you had to get.
That's what happens when you starve people of MMA, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's what happens. Oaks get beaten the snot out of. Yeah.
Any other new news from this weekend?
No. Rumblings of the EFC trying to come back. But still
That'll be
no
back, yeah.
news. Yeah, still no news. They're targeting Drickus versus Gideon, which we knew. You heard it here first, if you were paying
That
attention.
is a big risk fight for Drickus, but it's also
There's no- it's like a-
one-way traffic, right?
It doesn't feel like there's any win for Drickus in that.
No.
It's like, okay,
No.
cool, you win, you're expected to win.
I actually even
You
think...
lose, like you lose a lot. You know, like you lose
Yeah.
a lot of momentum by losing that fight. Like, I mean, it's like highly unlikely. But I mean, like, it
So-
just feels like there's no upside.
Do you,
Like,
do
if he
you
was
think-
worried about the Brendan fight not having any upside, this got even less upside.
Do you think there's two things here? Do you think, I mean, he's got a good management team. Would they back something like that and be like, yo, that's a
No,
good
dude.
idea? Or be like, for sure, let's just hang on.
Maybe they're just trying to get him like active again, dude. Like
But at the
trying
same
to get out of
time,
this
like
Corona
when if
lockdown shit.
you're like trying to project this CV to Dana White.
Mm.
We're like, look at this guy, he's got 3 titles. Like, well, where the fuck is he fighting that he has 3 titles?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's my response. I'm like, okay, 2 division champ, I'm with you. But if you're just like picking up titles every week,
Yeah.
eventually it's going to become watered down. You know what I'm saying? And like Drickus versus like next to a guy like Luke Rockhold or like a proper big middleweight. And then you're not even talking about light heavyweights yet. You know what I mean? So does it light heavyweight mean anything? So if you win the light heavyweight belt, they're like, okay, cool, we're going to sign you at light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Then what?
You know what? Like, I know this is probably gonna sound silly, but like, Drickus fighting Gareth, of all those losses Gareth has had, is a bigger fight than Drickus
Yeah.
fighting
Yeah.
Gideon.
Of course.
Like, you would rather try and make that fight happen somehow. Like, you know, it's a super fight, no title on the line, because Gareth hasn't got like the recent run to like warrant the title
Yeah,
fight. And then you put that fight together just so that, like, you know, that one of the 2 blemishes on his record
Yeah.
is like he
Erased.
can potentially erase, or Gareth can come and like try and have this resurgence in MMA, riding off Drickus, you know, like
Yeah, I hear you.
that kind of
Like
makes
beat
more sense in my
Drickus
mind.
and maybe get like a little Bellator short contract or something.
Yeah, I did. But I don't know. I don't know what, you know.
It is
Yeah,
peculiar.
it's a very strange one. But eventually, EFC is going to have to start to look for life after Drickus.
But who do you think is? Do you think there are enough fighters like ready to rumble now in a month? In a month's time.
Oh, dude, I think
You'll get all those
plenty.
mid-tier, lower-level guys that are
Plenty.
like completely ready to fight right now, dude. Like, I think you're gonna struggle getting the upper-tier guys in each division because, you know, they're gonna want like a proper cam.
Because we did those takedowns for warm up the other day.
Ask my right knee, pal.
I realized it's been a while.
So
What's my right
Cam
knee?
and myself are drilling, and we look at each other. I'm like, yeah, see, this is getting a bit tiring. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm not here to break any records. I was like, I feel you. I feel like that's like the best way to sum it up, dude. We're just getting through this process.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Then my meniscus had other plans.
I was a walking injury.
Yes, dude, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating, but anyway. But yeah, dude,
If he's not blowing guys' meniscuses out, then he's blowing his out or tearing a labrum in the shoulder. I don't know.
damn you, lockdown.
Eventually, remember that dude who owned that gym, Cyborg MMA, and he actually
And he
had
had that,
one
like,
eye.
cyborg
He
eye.
had one eye.
Yeah.
This eventually.
Yeah, rock up with an eye patch and a knee brace and a walking stick.
What about Cheyenne getting her UFC contract?
Ah, nice one. Well done.
Oh, that's one,
Make-
Raucus.
Just like really like establishing that it's good to have a producer, yeah. Huh?
Hey, man. Yeah, fuck, dude. It was an impressive fight.
Yeah,
It was a really
she
impressive
smashed
fight.
that chick, huh?
I think she had opportunities to finish that as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
But she ticked all the boxes. She
Oh, they
put on,
love the personality.
dude, she put on a fucking great fight. Went over to Dana White, said some funny shit during the fight, which was hilarious. She was like, "Stand the fuck up." I was like, "Yes, man."
Oh,
Yeah, oops, sorry. She was completely calm and relaxed in there, which was amazing.
yeah, it was a good job.
think they're
When does JP get his run?
It was. I initially read September.
That's what I also read, but then I went and I tried to check the next 2 Dana White Contender Series, and his name isn't down yet.
Yeah.
So I can only assume that the paperwork hasn't been sorted out.
How's
Yeah, dude.
Stealing
Tuning old Dana. Dana.
Didn't she
Destroy
say?
people for money.
Didn't she say something like, "I DM'd you on Instagram" or something?
Like 2 years ago, yeah. I said I would be champion or something, she was saying. This video is pretty cool.
that is a phenomenal photo.
With the fan. Booyah.
She had someone posted somewhere.
Yeah,
The
it would have
video.
been on the UFC's Instagram.
She dialed that chick.
Yeah. It was a good fight, dude. It was a tough opponent, eh? It had like good back and forth. But she did what she needed to do, and she's got the contract, dude, which is... I think this is one of the harshest fucking ways to get signed to the UFC.
Hmm.
There's so much pressure. Like the
100%
chances are you can come back a second time, but you go into this so hard, it's fucking scary.
Well, it's not even as like clear cut as like, okay, go in there, win the fight, you get your contract. It's like,
Yeah.
go in there, win the fight, impress us while winning the fight,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then maybe you'll get a contract.
Did you hear about those brothers? Dana
Yeah.
actually had no idea that they were brothers until afterwards.
And they both
Yeah.
got contracts, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And killers, eh?
Yeah.
So, what does JP have to do in order to get in there?
It's a work visa issue. He's got a working visa issue, which was obviously slowed down because of the COVID situation. So he had obviously booked the fights in thinking that by the time the fights rolled around, it would have been done. Yeah, it's a super shit one, man. It's a super shit one. Like, it's so tough because you've done everything you need to do to get there. You've done the training, you've packed up your life, you've got there, and I mean,
Now it's just paperwork.
yeah. For sure, they could just like go
I wonder how he got it right.
take his fight
I wonder how he got it
downstairs
right
and-
like 2 or 3 years ago, and like why it's so difficult now.
because of COVID.
Yeah.
That's what slowed the whole process. Was the outbreak?
That sucks.
So he must have had that same visa for when he fought at LFA, right?
I assume so. I
Let's
assume
hope
so.
something happens for him, man. That's bleak.
Yeah, it is bleak. But
Maybe-
maybe they should have just taken it downstairs and like, okay, guys, we're gonna watch this with our phones, and let's see.
Well, imagine like, like the UFC must have connections with
Yeah, big time, dude.
with
Big
immigration and all of that, and they probably like endeavor to have like a really strong relationship with them because of
Yeah.
the amount of people that
Yeah.
they have to like get these visas for. So you can only imagine that they would not even want to touch, like even go anywhere near something that's grey
Yeah.
visa wise, because
Yeah.
it would just
So
the
even
repercussions would be massive for them.
even with one of the last media days we did, Dan Hooker actually described that he's like he's got the direct line to the US ambassador in New Zealand, and like he like calls him, okay, so what do you need?
Yeah,
He's like, well, I'm flying into Vegas, XYZ, and they're like, cool, sort it out.
yeah.
They sort out his visa to travel, his permission, and his quarantine station when he gets back.
I know like some people would be like, oh, it's so unfair that sportsmen and celebrities get preferential treatment in these, but it makes sense, dude. Like
Yeah.
like that is, like they.
That's their job at the
Yeah,
end of the day, dude. The guy's going to
100%.
work. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, if I'm like, oh, I'm getting on the ship to go work 18-hour shifts on the oil rig, you wouldn't say anything. But like,
Yeah.
because this dude's a sportsman, he's going to go do his job at the end of the
Yeah.
day, That's what's so frustrating here. Like, surely there must be a way for our athletes to leave for sport, because that's their work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's what they do for a fucking living. Like, we can't.
No, it's craziness, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty hectic. Rourke, what are we?
Yes,
where are we here?
We're
exactly?
going down
Where's
a horrible
bare
rabbit hole
knuckle,
right now.
Bare knuckle, or somebody's getting sparked.
Are
Yeah,
they
bare knuckle.
hosting events?
Yeah.
We just on PVZ. What are you talking about, China?
Oh, dude! Like literally, you could literally come to my shop on the right night and you could watch this. You don't have to see this here or pay $7 for it.
Ow!
Dude, I don't like watching that.
It's not nice at all.
Honestly, it's too violent.
It's not
too
nice
far.
at all. Yeah, it's just you've gone too far. 100%.
We don't want that stuff.
Well, I'm very scared of what you're gonna scroll on.
Dude, if UFC and like MMA as a whole struggle to get into the mainstream, you can only imagine the uphill battle that bare knuckle boxing is going to have.
Oh, dude.
When you've got people that love MMA but struggle to watch bare knuckle boxing, it's like,
Did you did you see Dana tearing into Oscar De La Hoya and Scott Coker?
oh yeah. he gives zero fucks,
I
dude.
fucking love it, dude.
But
Please
like
go and
also
play
like,
that. Please go and
I love
find that
Scott
clip.
Coker, right? I think he's got a magic touch. He definitely like
Go to
gets-
like yeah.
he creates like a unique environment for the promotions that he runs,
Yeah.
right? And I think he does a really good job. But you can't come out and say you got the strongest light heavyweight division when it's like so evident to everyone that you definitely don't. Like all the guys you're riding, like all the guys that you have in your division, I know Dana said this,
Yeah.
but I mean like all the guys you have in your division are all the guys from the UFC that couldn't be champions.
And one Russian dude who just head kicked
Mm.
Ryan Bader.
I mean, think about his light heavyweight division, right?
Is there a video
It's-
there, boy?
Bader, Machida's in there now.
Yeah.
Um,
Corey Anderson.
Corey Anderson,
Oh no, for sure you got clickbaited, yeah.
Gegard fought a little bit at light heavyweight and then like did his thing at middleweight, but like, you know, it's not like it's the strongest light heavyweights ever to like move across.
I'd like to go to YouTube, but I also don't want to get kicked off.
No, it should be just the
I
audio.
suppose I
it's
can,
fine. Yeah, it should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like quite out of character for Scott Coker as well. It's like almost like he's throwing a bit of shade, like trying to get
Yeah.
a rouse, you know. Well, look, it's marketing because everyone's talking about it. Oh, Wix. Oh no, plus 500. Just turn it up a little, Rourke. It's the last dial. How long's this video?
14 minutes.
Oh, no.
Dana's looking old, eh?
He's looking fucking thick, dude.
Yes, bro.
Hey?
He's definitely not passing any USADA test in China.
Or maybe he's like the experiment.
100%.
Maybe they give him the stuff that
Yeah.
they're struggling to test for. And then-
Picograms. Pictograms. Yeah, boy, we can't watch 14 minutes of a video if I'm honest.
I don't think there's a highlight video of him ripping into these guys.
Wait, yeah, this. No. No, for sure. Go to like Mac Life. There we go. What's happening here? Speak of the devils.
This one.
No, that's
we
still
just watched
14 minutes. Probably on their Instagram or something, dude. Yeah, we're definitely in the wrong place. But anyway, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, Oscar De La Hoya is coming back at 47.
Why? Like
According to
said,
Dana White,
Cocaine isn't cheap. It was the same like the Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson. Have you seen how that thing's just like on
Yeah.
ice now? Because everyone was talking about it's going to be a sparring match. Like they're not allowed to knock anybody out.
Well, it's an 8-rounder and like...
Who on earth wants to watch Mike Tyson and Roy Jones at 50 years old spar
I
each other?
I think...
Look, I'm going to watch it if I'm honest.
I think everyone got very excited when they saw Mike hitting pads with old...
Rafael Cordero.
Rafael Cordero. I think everyone was like, wow, this like still got it, you know? But like, what are you going to expect, dude? Like,
No,
they're
it's
buddies. Like,
ridiculous.
don't get it wrong, dude. Like, if Mike Tyson and myself squared up, I'm getting fucking...
You know,
I'm
listen,
getting fucking dulled something chronic,
listen,
dude.
even if they tie both his legs and his arms together, dude, I'm
That's-
still getting the
dead,
fuck
bro.
out of there.
I'm dead.
He'd play it. Let's see what he says. It always makes me feel good about my future when I hear how Dana White addresses the entire world, saying fucking shit a lot. I'm like, yeah, okay, we're gonna be okay. Stipe, can you understand what Stipe is saying when he speaks? I can't hear a word he's saying.
Dude,
Drives me crazy.
I love that oak.
Powerful pink hair there by Israel Adesanya.
Where did I see there was that video? It was like
Did you
when
see-
Stipe when Stipe talks to the camera?
Yeah,
I'm gonna find it.
Did you see City Kickboxing went into full lockdown or just lived
Yeah.
in the gym?
yeah,
They shut everything off and...
that's pretty gangster.
You got millionaire fighters there, dude. Like
Yeah,
sleeping in
sleeping in the gym.
sleeping bags on gym mats,
But that's what it's.
just so they could get their.
That's what it's all
opportunity,
about, dude.
dude.
Because I think on the next card they got like 5 fighters on
Yeah.
there. Eh? Go pull up the next card, Rocky. The next
Do you see
UFC card.
there's an old Safa there busy doing all their strength and conditioning now in New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah.
So New Zealand is the new South Africa.
Yeah. Well, look.
It's a good South Africa.
Yeah, Smith vs. Rakic. Can we watch have you guys watched the promo for Adesanya Costa?
No.
Oh lordy. This is a nice little card, bro.
Oh, it's a sick card, dude.
Imagine being Neil Magny. Like, Robbie Lawler's going to take the fight. Fuck.
People forget Magny was on like one of the longest winning streaks at one stage, right? And then was it Damien Maia or Donald Cerrone that like ended that, dude? Nice story, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see
So
that
look-
crazy bald ginger man. I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to do this, guys. Change my mind.
Yeah, there's some very nice fights on this
Ricardo
card, dude.
Lamas. I didn't even see Ricardo Lamas on there earlier.
His first fight, his fight with Holloway was epic.
I reckon,
That last 20 seconds.
yeah, where they stand and trade. Magomed Ankalaev versus Ian Kotalaba is like the new fucking Khabib versus Tony Ferguson.
Yes, dude. They've been trying to make that rematch happen for so long now, dude.
Alex
This is a very
Caceres,
nice card,
Bruce
dude.
Lee, Giga Chikadze. It's a nice fight. Yeah, this is a nice card, dude. Very, very, very nice card.
Christina Aguilera.
She's got a mighty fine beard, dude.
I'm a genie in a bottle. He has to walk out to that, dude.
If he doesn't, I'm not watching. Fucking bastard. Carlos Condit's got a fight coming up, dude.
Ah, I'm so excited for that, dude.
Who's he fighting again?
Oh, it doesn't matter who's fighting. I'm just so excited that he's coming back, dude.
I hope
That
that-
was one of my favorites.
I hope they don't give him some grappler again. His comeback against Damien Maia was depressing.
Dude, Carlos Condit is the example of the closest you can come to being the champion without being the champion, bro.
Dude.
You can be the interim champion and then fight the champion and almost KO the greatest champion in UFC history, or arguably the greatest in UFC history, and then you still just can't
Court
get it done,
McGee.
dude.
Oh, that's
Yes, how's that
Oh, but-
skid,
but-
bro?
But look who's fighting though, bro. Robbie Lawler, Damian Maia.
Neil Magny,
That Robbie
Alex
Lawler
Oliveira,
fight,
Michael Chiesa.
I thought he won that Robbie Lawler
It
fight,
was
dude.
tight, eh?
Like that, and that was like a turning point for him. And then Damian Maia didn't throw a single punch against Condit, and I think that broke him mentally, dude.
Yeah, it was like first round back control, second round back control, and choked him out, eh?
No, first round, bro. He
Wasn't
he
even
literally
first.
he moved around, shot, took his back, choked him out, done. Dude didn't throw a single shot.
depressing.
Yeah.
And then Magny's good at grinding out those decisions, bro.
Yeah.
And then Alex Oliveira was on a rise at that stage. And then Chiesa's always dangerous, bro.
Yeah, it was a beast.
Mm.
That was that one hand Kimura, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Little
Court
pickpocket.
McGee,
Yeah.
Yeah, caught McGee.
That's a good fight.
please don't lose.
I think he can win that fight, dude.
Yes, dude. He's had a bad skid, eh?
Yeah, bro.
It's cock though, because like that'll never do like his skill any justice. You'll look at his record, like that last 10 fights, and be like, "Well, this guy was cock."
What was his record going into the skid? Into like the he was 27-5. He was 28-5 when he fought George, dude. And then he lost to George, lost to Johnny. The Campman one was awesome to watch. Then you got that leg kick that busted up his knee with T Wood.
Yeah.
Then Thiago Alves, he literally elbowed the shit out of that guy. Robbie was so close. Like
I don't think.
I thought he was the champ, dude. Honestly, I was like
I
celebrating he was the
wasn't
champ.
he was leading like it was like 4-1 or something like that. Obviously, that's not how the decision ended up. But when we
On the
scored
judges'
quite heavily
scorecard,
towards
on
him.
all of the judges' scorecards, if I'm not mistaken, they were 2 apiece going into the fourth. And then he won 4.5 minutes of the fifth round. And then Robbie, just remember, he's still like, come, let's go, let's
Just
go, let's go.
turned
And
it
then he
on,
just
yeah.
turned it on for like 30 seconds, dude. And like just stole it from him, you know? Like, yeah.
That's when
Man.
you try not to cry. Cry. a
Oh,
lot.
bro, I'll cry right there, dude.
Salties, boy.
I'll
Big
cry
old
right
salties.
there, bro.
Big old salties. Yeah.
Because, you know, like interim champs are right, but you're not getting champ money yet.
Yeah,
dude.
but you're like, cool, no one cares. Like, we need to see. We need it.
Yeah.
We need to.
We need the real
Like,
thing.
you've got the belt, and you're just like, yeah, but you were interim.
Yeah.
You're interim.
And then he almost KOs George in the after he wins the interim, dude. He literally, like, remember that head kick? He, like, dips under and he threw that head kick over and George, like, dropped. And he was, like, literally seconds away from being the champ, the real champ. And then George, in true George fashion, just came through with the championship mentality and did his thing.
So annoying.
It's so annoying. So annoying that you're so good, George.
God damn it. Damn you, George. Damn you.
Ah, there's the goat, dude.
Didn't you meet him?
Which in New York or something?
There was a story about that. I don't remember it. Number one.
Greatest
in-
MMA
Of all the
grappler
flavors, and you
of all
choose salty, eh?
Lightly salted.
Oh.
Yeah, that's cold.
Oh, what
What
else
we
can we
got
look
here?
forward to? It's a good card, dude.
Paulo Costa, go see what else is on that card.
Oh, and Lady Goat's coming back.
Oh,
Nunes,
Nunes
yeah.
versus Megan Anderson.
I think it's
I think they should
Much
still
of the
make that
same.
triple
I
C.
dig Megan Anderson, but I don't see
No.
how she's gonna beat
Too slow.
Nunes, dude.
she's too slow.
I mean, I'd love to see her beat Nunes.
Oh, I would pay seriously.
I'd love to watch that,
contribute
dude.
like $500 towards a purse if she beat me.
$500. I'd love to see Megan
No,
Anderson.
click on
beat Nunes.
Adesanya Costa the card.
I
if you
don't
wanna
know
see.
that. I don't know that Khabib versus Gaethje was confirmed.
Yeah, dude.
Jeez,
It's
pal.
on China.
Where have you been, mate?
Living under a rock.
But I was reading that he was fighting.
Bro, you should
he
follow
wanted
the
that-
BigAl podcast.
He
Bro.
wanted that GSP fight. No,
Go up. Yeah, you keep
Yeah, he's trying to figure out the proper retirement fight. That's why.
Here we
Oh,
go.
is this not? I thought so. This isn't his 30th one
It is his
This is
30th.
no. This
because
is
he wants to
29.
retire at
29.
30th.
Yeah,
on
this is
35.
29.
And he wants that GSP fight, bruh.
I hope GSP just comes and smooshes him.
I imagine that's like the end of your story, right? Dominant. GSP smushes
Everyone's
you.
like, "You're the greatest of all. You're the new greatest of all time." We
GSP's like, hold my beer. Michael Bisping thought he was, I came back, smashed it.
Yo, I know Dana is like they said. Dana said he was like skeptical to give him the fight because he doesn't want him to do what he did to the middleweight division, where he wins the belt and then just buggers off into
Yeah.
the sunset.
Dana White.
But
What
that
Dana
would be
White-
epic. That would ruin the Khabib story one time.
What Dana White wants is Khabib versus McGregor 2. That's what he wants, dude.
Oh, he definitely wants that.
No, that's what he's after. I promise you. There's nothing else left after.
And with
that.
Connor's win, like Connor being on a win, it's like
Okay,
you can
picture
kind of
this.
make that happen. Dude.
Picture this: GSP smokes Khabib, boom, dead, gone, finished. Right? Connor versus GSP.
Oh,
Nah.
I think I'd hate to watch that fight, dude.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to see that. I
But
definitely want to
wha-
see Conor versus Khabib too,
But
though.
GSP, Bisping cracked GSP. Imagine Connor cracks GSP. Then what?
I think nothing happens. I think shortly after GSP shoots a double, and that's it.
Well, if you guys are going to be negative about it.
Do you remember that nasty armbar that GSP put on Dan Hardy, dude?
Mhm.
Dan Hardy literally was happy to have his arm broken and not tap. And that was in round 1 of 5.
Dan Hardy's a madman as well, dude.
Yes, bro.
Absolute madman. His book's
Right.
pretty cool. It's up there.
He likes to shout at
Part
refs.
reptile. Up on my collection of fight books.
So this is a nice card, eh?
It is a nice card, but we still short a few fights. I think things have been added, it just hasn't been updated yet.
Yeah.
Kyra France.
Because Brad Riddle's also on that
Yeah.
card, eh?
Shame. This Brandon Oak looks like he's from Men in Black. Like he's a secret alien.
Hey, bro.
Yes, you can't say those with those things on
Hey,
this
bro.
podcast, bro.
You can't just be throwing things like that out there. You're crazy.
Alan and myself definitely don't support Rockstar State.
Yeah. We dissociating
Anyone that
ourselves
took offense to it, it's just like,
No, but I'm sure he's a nice guy.
at Rock Photography.
Thank goodness they won't find me because that's not my handle. Who do you think takes this main event fight?
Oh, dude.
I really hope Adesanya smashes it, like, dude.
Listen, in all likelihood, Paulo Costa could hit Adesanya's head clean off. That is a possibility. Whether it happens or not, we wait.
He
to
could-
see.
Couldn't
I
beat
think
Romero.
that's Paolo's only option, dude.
Yeah, well, it's in my opinion. Whenever you put like a very skilled striking craftsman against a very big hitter, the big hitter always is just loses. It's just
Yeah.
he's got one plan, and that's to knock you out. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It is Adesanya is a little bit hittable though. He gets hit in most of his fights.
Yeah.
Whether Paulo Costa can find that.
He looked like he walked into a beehive after the Gastelum fight, dude.
Look, Gastelum hits like a truck as well.
No,
eh?
100%, but he's for sure not like a world-class striker. You know, like Israel's on like a different level. Like when you talk
Yeah.
striking, like
Yeah, yeah,
Israel's
yeah.
on a different level.
Yeah.
So you wonder like how that happens. You know, is like Calvin mixing up the wrestling with the striking really like detracting a lot from Israel's defensive ability in the stand-up. You know,
Yeah.
it's like whereas Paulo doesn't really have that part to him. You know.
Paulo's like a guy who's just like tapping hook on the remote, bro.
Yeah,
Left
bro,
hook,
he's
right hook,
that
left hook,
button
right hook,
masher.
left
Bro,
hook,
he's that
right
button
hook.
masher. But I think Israel pushes it like to like midway in the third, like coasts as much as he can to midway in the third, like keeps it like active, but gets Paulo to like really like start breathing heavily, and then he just turns it on, dude. I'm telling
Lead
you,
leg attack.
I reckon like a 4th round TKO, bro.
Paulo wasn't impressive at all in his fight with Romero.
He was and he wasn't though, because it was the fight style worked out for him, and I think he made it that fight style. To be honest, like again, like Romero for sure. Let's see some wrestling, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
You know the weird thing with the Romero fight is that Romero almost looked like he was letting Costa recover.
Yeah.
Like this oak's gasping for air, right? But you're gonna like keep the distance and stay on the outside and keep circling off. You're letting this guy recover, right?
Yeah.
This is like the opportunity to try and like push it. You know, get him even more tired. Start working the body, put him on his back, wrestle the shit out of him. Be like kind of like hung back. Okay, cool. You catch your breath, I'll catch my breath, and we'll
Yeah.
continue this thing in
Horrible,
about 20
horrible
seconds.
fight IQ, bro.
Yeah,
Horrible
bro.
fight IQ.
Also, like I feel like Yoel Romero is like he's like the CEO of his own camp. You know, like whatever he wants to do, he's gonna do,
Yeah.
bro. Like no one's gonna tell him what to do.
Especially after he gets that,
Fighters need
that
someone
supplement money, boy.
but fighters need that someone in their corner that's like, listen, stop your bullshit,
Yeah.
right, and sort the shit out now. You know, like, and you know, you get like a bit of a fright. Okay, fuck, I can't let this oak down, and you go and you do whatever he tells you to do.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like Yoel's got anyone that's going to say that to him, bro.
Elite MMA. He-Man, Austin.
Oh,
The ex-EFC champ.
I guess the Facebook page is the best place to go.
that's how you know an organization's legit.
No.
Oh, this is a gym.
Look, there wasn't
So just go to Stuart Austin's Facebook page, dude.
there wasn't much like creativity in the naming convention around that promotion.
Yeah, we have elite fighters. This will be elite MMA.
Oh,
This is
okay.
what it'll be.
How many
100%.
elite?
I don't know.
MMA
It's the same as how
fighters.
many ultimates you're gonna have in MMA and how many.
No.
Oh,
Go down. Let's check his. Yeah, there we go. Oh.
EMC Elite MMA Championship.
There we go.
Satoshi Ishii versus Stuart Austin.
He competed recently in one of the quintets, I think.
He's competed in a couple of the quintets. He also competed on Polaris.
Yeah, he's a big human being.
Judo Olympian, bruh.
Yeah.
That's like the real deal. Black belt in jiu-jitsu, I think.
Sure.
No, he's like legit. Didn't
23
he fight in? I think he fought in Pride or Dream.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Check Satoshi Ishii's MMA career. Him
'Cause
and
I think Stuart Austin's last outing was the private function for Vladimir Putin, which didn't go his way, obviously.
him and the Kimura hunter, Sakuraba,
How is Satoshi Ishii Croatian?
because he lives in Zagreb. He's from Mirko Krokop's camp. He's the grappling judo instructor there.
Frank Muir, bro. I saw in there.
Bellator.
Heath Herring.
Quinton Jackson.
Rampage.
M1 Global,
Flipovic,
All of them, eh?
Jeff Monson.
Dream,
Tim Sylvia. Fedor.
K1.
Fought Fedor.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
How dare you? Tim Sylvia.
Yeah, dude.
Jeff Monson. My man.
Mirko. It was after the Mirko fights that he moved to Croatia.
M1. Yeah, dude. Boys had some fights, eh?
Yeah, bro. Quintet 1, Quintet 2, Quintet 3.
That was the last one I was watching in Polaris when he fought Daniel Strauss.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Mm.
The Raspberry Ape.
Yep. That is
I dig that
an
dude.
ape man, dude.
Have you ever watched Daniel Strauss's
Pod-
strength and conditioning,
Yeah,
bro?
no.
Bro, he's got like this garage of like like unconventional strength things, right? So he'll have like two, and he only does his strength training in jeans and a flannel t-shirt, right? A flannel button-up, right? He'll take like 2 pliers and like lift like a heavy piece of steel, and then he'll like take like one of those Atlas balls, like move it around, and then like it's like all like this like ironmongery style like strength and conditioning. It's super entertaining to watch, bro.
Man.
Yo.
He for sure needs some longer pants though.
Jiu-jitsu competition needs to come back now as well.
Oh,
Full steam.
they've been having a couple. There's been
Just
fight to wins.
Rourke, just go down to the photos. The one in the top, in the middle there. No, up. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Powerful Stuart Austin in a mankini there. My man.
And a banana hammock, eh?
And
With a well-placed hand there.
just hiding the leverage. Oh, fuck. What a laugh.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it, fellas.
Yeah. We got curfew to
Beat
get
the
home.
curfew before we break the rules. Fantastic. Chat to you people soon. Hopefully we got some news from the EFC coming soon. Hopefully that's going to be kicking on. Hopefully they're going to let us as media be there for sure. Get us in there, guys. But yeah, hopefully it's coming back soon. See you soon.
So you guys,
Ciao.
cheers.
Peace.